Hi, it's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and today we're going to talk a little bit about virtual power chain with Invisalign or digital power chain with ClearCorrect and how you can use that to optimize your treatment plans. It is a little bit of an, I think, underutilized function or functionality within their portal. So I want to tell you a little bit about how I like to use it and how perhaps you can use it to your advantage to get things done more efficiently and to reduce your revisions, refinements, and mid-course corrections. So the way you'll have to ask for it, basically. If you have a case that ends up with a lot of IPR, it is something you can ask for. It is optional. You can also go into your preferences and you can take a look at some of my videos, at least for Invisalign, that has preferences about where you can opt into that. Now remember, it's going to reflect at the bottom of the scroll bar in orange at the very, very end. So normally it's blue, right? And then you'll see a couple lines of orange. These are optional and you need to make sure, usually when I get a kit that has virtual power chain, I rip those off. I put them in a Ziploc bag and write optional on them, because what I don't want is I don't want my assistants just arbitrarily saying, oh, this case has 35 aligners. Well, 30 might be the active aligners and the last 5 might be the virtual power chain. And I may not ever use the virtual power chain. I'm only going to use them when I get to 30. I'm going to check the contacts. And if they're open at all, then I'm going to use the virtual power chain, okay? And I'm just going to give the patient one at a time and have them check. So pros to virtual power chain is it can save you if you overdid the IPR, or if the patient is a spacing patient. It can save you from having to do a revision refinement. Cons is that you can get additional crowding if you do it unsupervised. So that's the cons, right? So I don't build it into every treatment plan, but I build it into a treatment plan that has a lot of IPR or a lot of spacing at the beginning. And like I said, when the box comes, I show the patient, hey, it says 35, but actually there's only 30 mandatory aligners and 5 optional aligners that we may or may not use. And like I said, when the box comes, I rip it off, I bag it, and I label it optional or VPS or however you want to have a code, so that no one's by accident going to come and rip those off and give them to the patient. If you're going to use virtual power chain, you need to do it very, very, very supervised and connecting with the patient on a weekly basis on their spacing. Because, like I said, on one side of the arch, it might work well, but the other side, it might cause more crowding, right? So you can always do a revision refinement, which is more targeted, but then you have to take another scan. Anyways, I don't know if that makes sense, but hopefully it does. So let's recap. Number 1, you can put it in your preferences and it'll come, if you do, it's going to come as default on every patient. But you're probably very rarely going to use this, okay? I only use it on cases with a lot of spacing or a lot of IPR. And a lot means like everywhere, okay? If you do your IPR accurate, you should not need this. If the treatment plan is done accurate, you should not need this. If your scan was done accurate, you should not need this, okay? So it's just there as like a little bit of an insurance policy if you're lazy and you don't want to do a revision refinement, okay? And a little spacing between some back teeth, there's nothing wrong with that unless it's big enough to become a periotrap or it bothers the patient. I've got some spacing between some premolars. It doesn't bother me at all, but yes, if I eat chicken or steak, sometimes something gets stuck in there or a popcorn kernel, but it doesn't bother me. But some patients it does bother, okay? Now, supposedly ClearCorrect has their version. It's called digital power chain. And I know nothing about this. I've never seen it. I don't know what it looks like. I tried contacting them. They won't get back to me. I've never really seen it. They don't have preferences. I don't know if it's good. So you'll have to report back to me about how that works. So hopefully that helps. More tricks and tips to optimize your treatment plans and to have less revisions, refinements. And as always, if you've watched my other videos, revisions, refinements, mid-course corrections are not normal. They should be a one-off. So if you're having more than half or more than even a third of your treatment plans result in these, something's not right. So you need to dig in, and we'll be glad to talk to you if you have any other questions. So don't hesitate to go to our website, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and schedule a free phone call. Just click on the contact button. It's totally free for any dentist. All right, thanks so much. Take care.